We started as a company about a little over 4 years ago, really centered around the exact problem space that we are here to solve, and that is making software a strategic deterrent. I may be operating on a tactical edge, I may be operating in a classified cloud, I may be operating on a tactical edge device like a drone, or I may be operating a fleet of ships or vehicles. We can see here we have some visibility into the versions available, see what fixes might be available for the particular package that I have. And I'm gonna run that command on my local machine, and I'm gonna see this deployed into my environment. Welcome, good afternoon. We're Defense Unicorns here to talk about UDS Registry. Thanks for joining us if this is your first time. If you're a repeat attendee of our LinkedIn Live events, we appreciate you being here again. I'm Andrew Greene, one of the co-founders and operating as the tech lead for UDS Registry team. Excited to talk to you about Registry today. But before I jump into that, I want to kick it over to Adam to introduce himself.
Hey everyone, I'm Adam Martelon. I am the PM for UDS Registry. Been with Defense Unicorns for about 18 months and really excited for this presentation and also this product because before I was with Defense Unicorns, I was active duty and spent a lot of my time doing site reliability and outage response for some of the software that was running, mission planning and things like that out in the AOCs. And this would have been a game changer for us. So a little bit about me, and yeah, excited to be here. Excited to show you all what we have planned and what we have with UDS Registry. Back to you, Andrew.
Cool. Thanks, Adam. So just to take one step back before we jump into Registry itself, wanted to share for those that may be joining us for the first time, Defense Unicorns. We started as a company about a little over 4 years ago. Came from innovation efforts in factories in defense like Platform One, Kessel Run, Space Camp, things of that nature, really centered around the exact problem space that we are here to solve, and that is making software a strategic deterrent. We realize and recognize that it's too difficult to get software into the hands of the warfighter, to the warfighter where they're operating, when they need to operate. There's all kinds of things that slow us or hinder that progress. And Defense Unicorns and UDS has been on a mission to solve that problem entirely. This is a great way that we frame this Chevron chart you see, the problem space in front of us. And obviously we could spend hours and hours or days or even weeks talking about each vertical column along this path, if you will. And it's all part of the problem, iteratively shrinking that process and the time it takes to go from idea to warfighter is enabled is what we're focused on. Registry is the latest piece in this puzzle to help us solve this problem. UDS Registry itself, we had a lot of motivations and inspirations for actually bringing UDS Registry to market itself. Just going to highlight a couple of them here. The first is air-gap native. We understand in defense that we operate in disconnected, disparate, myriad systems, right? I may be operating on a tactical edge. I may be operating in a classified cloud. I may be operating on a tactical edge device like a drone, or I may be operating a fleet of ships or vehicles. All these pieces are still driven and heavily centered around software. And because those environments are myriad and all of them are different, we need a way to effectively deploy onto these systems wherever they may be, whatever the software or hardware infrastructure might be. So UDS Registry, like everything else we do, is air-gap native. The other piece that Registry really is intending to solve is distribution of software. We've had lots of conversations in defense on, I'm developing a tool in this network or a contractor's network or whatever it may be, and I need to bring that into my semi-connected environment or even disconnected. Promote that. Maybe we use an AWS diode or CDS, something of that nature. Registry is built to integrate into that process and that flow out of the box. And so we're hoping to work towards solving that distribution problem with Registry. But because we are in defense, we care very very much about security postures of anything going into our system. We've had, over the last years, a lot of cybersecurity incidents with supply chain security that has happened. And so how can we provide visibility into the software artifacts that we may bring into our mission systems up front before I even do that? Yes, there are a lot of tools and process out there to have things like CI/CD and CVE scans in your pipeline and dependency checks and all these good development process that we should follow. But with registry, we have those built into the tool itself. And with that, I would love to jump into a live demo of registry itself. Got to give me 2 seconds to switch my screen. Okay, so here is registry, registrydefenseunicorns.com. You are more than welcome to come visit this site and check it out for yourself. I'm going to gloss over this, and then I'm going to switch into a self-hosted version of registry and actually show it in action. So if I come into registry itself, I have a catalog of software tools that I may want to have access to. I'm picking UDS Core, which is our secure runtime platform, out of the box, and we can see here we have some visibility into the versions available, what architecture they're built for, vulnerability picture into this. We have things like SBOMs out of the box built for those images where I can dig into all of the details of what might exist. I can see on some other packages, fixed versions available on vulnerabilities side of things, see what fixes might be available for the particular package that I have. CVEs in here. So all this stuff is really centered around providing, that first look at, the security posture of my package before I even bring it into the system. And we are live scanning all of this stuff. Right now, this particular instance is configured to run daily scans on CVEs across the board. With that being said, because everything we do in Defense Unicorns is built with air gap native in mind, the target mission environment, whatever that may be, we can also take registry and run it as a self-hosted instance in whatever infrastructure your mission may be operating in. So when you first launch and run registry, you'll be met with this onboarding form that shows some initial getting started configuration details to create an organization, access tokens, which I'm going to pause there for a second. Mention something. Everything in registry as well is RBAC controlled. We have restrictions and limitations in place such that only the people that should have access to these software packages are able to access them. And we control that through both the web client, but also the backend registry OCI, where we are restricting access to certain packages and organizations at that layer. So I have already done these things here. I didn't want to show you the meat and potatoes there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push a package into registry itself. So as I do this, I'm going to short circuit to get to the view I want to see. We see this retro arcade package that I've deployed into my local instance of registry. And a couple things we notice here. One, I can see the package, the versions, that metadata. Out of the box, the scan has already occurred. Granted, this is a relatively small package, so I'd expect that scan to be fast. I can still have that SBOM view, if there were one for this, and the vulnerabilities for that package. I can see the configuration options. Again, this is a very simple package that doesn't have any configuration, but other things like UDS Core would have much more configuration options out of the box for it. And then finally, I have the overview of my package, which really gives you, how do I actually access and use this thing? And so I'm going to take this package right here that I just pushed into the registry, and I'm going to tweak the command just slightly. Instead of running Zarf package pull, I'm going to do a Zarf package deploy. So, but right before I do that, I'm going to plug in. I essentially set up the registry, push the package into it with one command, Zarf package publish, could see information about that. And then I'm going to run one command sourcing from this registry, Zarf package deploy, here minus the pull. And I'm going to run that command on my local machine. And I'm going to see this deployed into my environment. It has already ran, and I need to grab, I forgot to look up one thing. I believe the URL is demo.doom. how could I forget? So here I have this application running in my local environment that I deployed after first pushing it. I need to mute the tab. I pushed it into registry. I saw the vulnerability, the SBOMs about it. I was able to, from this registry, deploy it with a single command into my environment, and I have a live piece of software running in my actual environment, whatever that mission system may be. Cool. So that may be quick. It may seem short and sweet. That's because it is. Everything that we do at Defense Unicorns is built with the end user in mind to have extreme usability of all the capabilities that we produce and that we publish. UDS Registry is, like I said, just another iteration in that journey that is really here to help you solve the problem of distributing your software, understanding the security posture of that piece of software, and deploy it into any environment you may need to operate in as a mission. And this is all done seamlessly with great user experience in mind. With that being said, I'm going to pause there and kick it over to Adam to let you know what's coming next.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. Before I get into coming soon, we will have questions section after this. So if anybody has questions, start thinking of them now. Some of the things that we're really excited about in our roadmap, one is Docker images and IAC modules. So we want to make registry a one-stop shop for all of the mission software that you could possibly need. This is the next step for us, is making sure that not only application packages, but like I said, Docker images, IAC modules, and things of that nature with Aura support is all able to be downloaded and viewed in UDS Registry in a way that makes sense, that includes all that goodness that Andrew mentioned with the CVEs and the SBOMs and all of that stuff as well. The second thing on this list is the supply chain security and attestations. So ensuring that what is actually created by your developers, or what is created upstream and then repackaged into your environment, is exactly what ends up in prod, and that you can view all of the steps that went into that to make sure that that the cryptographic signing is all set, and that nothing has happened to that package or to that software in the deployment or in the CI/CD process. So some things that we're really excited about, and that's all we have on the coming soon portion. As they mentioned, if you want to sign up for a free account, go to registry.defenseunicorns.com. This will allow you to view all the made for UDS packages that we have available for you. And then you can also sign up for an account to pull down some of the free packages that we have available, including UDS Core. We will get into the questions section. Does anybody have anything for questions? Feel free to post in the chat.
Yep. And while you guys are mulling that over, I'll throw in a couple of things that are probably what I would expect some common questions in this. So first thing is, I showed you an example of a Doom Retro arcade demo. That is something that you can run on your machine. It's very lightweight, very easy to spin up and install, as you saw. And you can go to defenseunicorns.com registry and actually deploy the Retro arcade package yourself, just to try it out, see what it's like. It's definitely chargeable hours for any of those that have concerns. It's not playing a game. It is checking out defense-focused capabilities so that we can operate wherever the mission needs to operate. So that's one thing that I wanted to call out. The second thing that I wanted to mention is with the vulnerabilities, how do we actually provide that data? Today, we're integrating directly with open source library Gripe. We're on the latest version of Gripe. We run those scans daily. We're downloading the CVE database every time we run those scans, so we're always getting the latest up-to-date information for the CVE databases and the resulting scans in there. So that's one piece that we're doing. Definitely have a desire and plan to integrate with more scanners of various natures. Nothing is on the roadmap yet, if you will, but we've built it in such a way that we can expand this to support other things. And, as Adam mentioned, the SBOM and the vulnerabilities view is really just a starting point to help us give that posture to defense. And we have those attestations coming, all those other things that we do need for things that matter in defense, like accreditation, those ATO, the body of evidence, but we want to provide it in such a way that it's declarative, it's true to your system. It's not a spreadsheet that has been filled out that is best guess. Very good. Okay. Looks like we don't have any questions. We appreciate you guys joining us so much. If you do have any questions, go ahead and feel free to hit us up on LinkedIn or hello@defenseunicorns.com. We'd be happy to connect with you and engage more on the topic.